Hi guys, welcome back to Gardening with Dave. Join me on another lovely day. Cold snap is over, temperatures are rising, the nighttime temperatures are rising. That's brilliant, it means we're going to be able to plant out all the things that have been backing up in the greenhouse for so long. But how did you get on protecting your veg through the cold snap? On this raised bed here, I covered it over with some plastic sheeting, and actually the plants in here have been thriving because it's been like a mini greenhouse. Look at the pak choi forest. Very happy. Be able to start picking some of that soon. Pick some of the larger ones and let the smaller ones grow on. That'd be great. Radishes. They're very happy. You start picking these soon too. I'm probably going to clear all these radishes in one go and make room for the extra sweet corn that I've got. And the sweet corn survived well too. It can be quite susceptible to the frost, but they've survived quite well. They're very happy. The weeds have enjoyed it in the greenhouse too, but never mind, they're not long for this world. Over the back there, raspberry bush that I've covered over, that's done okay. And the blackcurrant bush, very happy. So let's see how things were getting on down at the allotment. Over to Dave. Thanks Dave. A bit of a mixed bag really, given the cold weather here at the allotment. Start with these beans, French beans, and they are not too happy. Doubtful whether these are going to survive. One at the end here has not done too badly, and this one here, look, he looks pretty healthy, but his friends are all pretty shabby. I won't give up on them obviously, keep watering them. Now the weather's turned and it's going to get a lot hotter, they might come back, so we'll see. I've got a couple of spare back at the greenhouse. So if need be, could bring them down to replace some of these other ones. Not the end of the world. What else? Covered the potatoes. Unfortunately, could only cover about 2/3. And the third that I couldn't cover have been hit quite hard. Look at that. Now it's not the end of the world. See underneath, there's still some healthy leaves. So, as I say, potatoes are pretty robust and they'll probably bounce back. And let's have a look at what happened to the ones that we did cover under here. Not had a proper look at this yet, so it's a bit exciting. Here we go. They look a lot happier. Covered? Not covered. There's a big difference. Some of these have got a bit scorched by the cold where they were touching the fleece there, but they look a lot happier, a lot healthier, and they'll obviously bounce back a lot quicker, so that's good. Seedlings I didn't cover and they all appear to be okay. The last one I'm the most fearful of were the courgettes, marrows and things I planted in this section, so let's have a look at this as well. Not had a proper look under here either, so fingers crossed. Let's have a look. The fleece back. That. It's not too bad. Look at that courgette. Very happy. Lots of growth, lots of buds, nice and green. In these trenches, the fleece stretched across the top. They were like in a nice little cocoon for the last 3 days, and they appear to have been very happy. If they were left to the elements, they'd be very brown and very dead, just like the potatoes over there, but looks like our marrows, pumpkins and courgettes got away with it. Happy days. So back to Dave at the greenhouse. Thanks Dave. Looks like we got away with it there. Got a bit tense for a few days with the cold snap, but if we only lost a few beans, French beans, that's not the end of the world. I've already got some replacements hardening off out there that can go down to the allotment soon enough. And along with a load of other stuff, courgettes, the leeks, strawberries when I get those out. More of the tomatoes, clear some space in here so we can move around. But still plenty going on in here. Lots of things need potting on, like this fella, one of my aubergines. He's looking pretty happy, starting to get quite big. You can tell when stuff needs potting on because the roots start coming through the bottom. Courgettes out there have gone mental. Big old long roots coming out the bottom. They really want to be in the ground. But a good example actually of what the difference potting on can make is our kale. Do you remember our kale that we planted, seeded a few weeks back? Well, this is the ones that I left in the germination trays. And look at these. These are ones I potted on about a week ago. Look at the difference. They were the same size. And now he's a lot happier. He's got a lot more compost, nutrients. And he's come on a lot faster than his friends. They've sort of stalled, which is what seems to happen really once they've used up the nutrients in these little containers. So it's a good example of why we need to pot on. So I'll be potting on a lot of the all of my aubergines. These were our potential melons, do you remember? I'm still undecided, to be fair. Possible melon, I've labelled it because it could be melon, same family as the cucumber and gherkin and everything else. Oh look, starting to come through the bottom as well, so they definitely need potting on. I'm going to try and grow a couple of those in the greenhouse here. Pretty exciting. Got loads more tomato plants. Take them out quickly, show you these. Loads more tomato plants that rescued from the allotment. They all looking ready to be potted on as well, getting very big and happy. My other tomato plants, you can see the ones I planted out, they're coming on very nicely. Just keep picking out those side shoots as I showed you in the last episode, and they're going to fly up. Oh look, we can get right in there. There's the first flower heads. You see those? Brilliant. Happy days. Lots of tomatoes coming our way sometime soon. So in the background there you'll see the rest of the mystery veg from the mystery veg competition. If you haven't had a look at that, check it out, episode 7. Now I will say, on episode 7 I said the best way to enter would be to email. It turns out people don't use email anymore, a bit of a faff. So if you want to just reply in the comment section at the bottom of the video on episode 7, that's fine. Or email if you fancy. And have a guess what varieties you think they are. The pepper chili varieties, A and B. Tomato varieties, C and D. Look at these, very happy little fellas. I think I might plant out, there's the flower buds coming in the middle of there as well. Might plant these two out here in the greenhouse, C and D. Make an extra row, I reckon I could probably squeeze them in between the other tomatoes and the cucumbers. Find out what they are, and the two gherkin, cucumber, potentially melon. But have a guess, could be worth a go. The showed the prize in the last episode, episode 9. So the Love a Padron t-shirt, all good. If you want fancy a win of that. That's cool. So, what else we got? Questions. Richard asked a question about netting for his raspberry bushes. He's getting attacked by birds and the like. So there's a couple of options. You can get various different nets. Obviously, in the simplest way, you need to buy a net, relatively cheap from a garden centre, something like this, and simply drape it over your raspberry bushes, and that will deter the majority of birds from nabbing your fruit. The trouble with this sort of net is it's probably only going to last you a couple of seasons. It's not long before it starts to get snagged and broken and starts to fall apart. So this year I decided to upgrade to a bit of a sturdier net, obviously more expensive, but like a woven net, and I'm hoping I'm going to get some, maybe a decent 4 or 5 seasons out of something like this. And as I say, you could drape it over and that would deter the majority of the birds, but the trouble I find with that is the plant continues to grows through the net, and you end up, when you try and remove the net, ripping the plant to bits. It's not ideal. So another option would be to get some canes that are taller than your bushes and stick them in the ground around sort of all four corners, that sort of thing, and drape the net over the canes. Now obviously if you put a net over a cane, it's just going to slip right through the holes in the net. So you get like a plastic bottle on the top of your cane, and that will just help support it, or one of these washing thingamies. I've got a load of these spare. You get one every time you buy them. We stopped buying them now and got tons of these. But look at that, pop that on the top of the cane, stretch your net over the top, and keep the net away from the plant and the birds away from your fruit. Happy days. And I guess the next level would be dependent on how practical you are. If you fancy getting some treated wood and some exterior grade screws and building yourself a frame, much like I did on the raised bed. Let's have a quick gander at that. And the idea behind this was being able to net the produce, same on this side, and not have the net anywhere near the produce, and that way better for access and picking, and you lift the net and get underneath. Happy days. Now, one issue I've got here is that with netting is my blackcurrants are now taller than the frame is, so I'm going to look at probably pruning the tops of these and suspending the net across to the back fence over there, screw it along and drape it down, and that way we can get the most of our fruit and stop the birds getting all of our fruit. Happy days. Check out the raspberry bush. I covered this with a big sack through the frost, and some of it did get damaged. Some of the things are broken, but the majority looks to be quite happy, and looks like we'll be getting a lot of raspberries this year. And check out the blackcurrants. This bush is absolutely laden with them. Happy days. No effect there from the chill, and I've never had such a good year for gooseberries. Check out them. Also apparently hardy to the frost, because I didn't cover those, just let them get on with it, see how they did. Grapevine up the back, also pretty happy. Should see what comes of that. So yeah, Richard, give that a go. A couple of options for you. The low tech to high tech, really. It depends which way you want to go. As I say, the best option really, if you're a bit practical, is to create some sort of frame around it to keep it off your fruit. That's the best way. But anyway, probably about it for today. I've got a lot to do. I've got a lot of potting on to do. Got a whole lot to do down the allotment. Next programme we'll have a look down there and see, when I get some of this stuff planted out, how things are shaping up down there. All good. This is the 10th episode, so it's a bit of a landmark. I'd like to say thanks to everyone that's subscribed. You can, if you haven't, you can do so. I think it's up here, this side. Click on my head to subscribe, and like the video. I'll put a link to the episode 7 for the mystery veg competition. And yeah, thanks for the support, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.